Coach, coming off weekend 0-2 against Holy Cross, looking ahead on the road again, 2 games at Union. Want to get your thoughts on how you think the guys have looked in practice coming off the weekend and then looking ahead to the 2 games at Union.
Yeah, it was certainly disappointing from the results wise this past weekend. I actually, though, thought we played pretty well. We didn't score goals. And I think you have to focus, especially this time of year, on the process and how you're playing. And, did we play well in the defensive zone? I thought we played pretty well there. Did we give up a lot of odd man rushes? We gave up a breakaway on a kind of broken play, and then we had a turnover that led to their scoring chance or their first goal. But other than that, I thought we limited any type of odd man rush type situation. So we played pretty tight there, and we put a lot of pucks on net. The goalie played well, and we didn't get it by him. Now, we're focused a lot this week on more traffic in front of the net and hitting the net more. I think we missed the net on a couple opportunities where we probably let the goalie off the hook. So focusing on those things, but overall, I was happy with the effort and the performance. And I think if you continue to play weekends where we only give up, 3 goals, we'll be successful more than not.
All right, Bob, you want to start us off with the first question?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Cav. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to ask you about that turnover and just the mental aspect of it. Nobody felt worse about it, I'm sure, than Jake. How's he responded this week in practice?
He's been great. I mean, he's those things happen, and he knows, and we're going to be a better team as long as he doesn't do that again. And if you learn from it, your team gets better. So it's when you've played sports long enough, you're going to make mistakes. Even the best make mistakes, and you have to have a short-term memory and learn from it and move on. And I think that's what he's done this week.
And what are your thoughts on Union?
I think they're I watched their game against Colorado College, and I don't think the score was indicative of the game. I was really impressed with how quick they were. I think Pro Cup's excellent on defense, and they're gonna be a team that pressures all over the ice. I think Josh has done a great job with them in 2 years, and yeah, they're a very good team, and we're gonna have our hands full for the weekend for sure.
Randy, we'll go over to you.
Hey, good morning, Coach. How are you today?
Good morning, Randy.
You referenced Owen Simpson's ability to get the puck through layers of traffic last week. I thought that was kind of interesting, and seeing that Holy Cross, I think they blocked like 17 and 16 shots. A little more thought on how do you work on that? How difficult is it to get pucks through layers of screens from your own teams and defense and get it on target?
It's very difficult. It's something that, you do work on in practice, but the one thing that's hard is you're not going to have guys selling out, diving in practice to block shots. And that happens in games sometimes. So there are things that we do to work on it in practice, but one of the things, they say one of Connor Bedard's great skills is a defenseman can be stick on puck, but he can pull a puck in and shoot it from inside and get it between the triangle of the stick and the leg. And that's something you got to be able to do as a defenseman too, because guys that not everybody leaves their feet when they're coming out to block a defenseman's shot. And you're going to have to be able to do that. And it's a skill that you can do standing still. It's a lot tougher to do it at full speed when you got to be moving and a guy's coming at you. So it's something that we worked on yesterday.
And in regards to Union, I didn't see their game against Colorado College, but you look at the box score and you see that there was a lot of goals scored, of course. Are they a more open up style of play? And I know you said they're going to pressure, but and if they are, does that play well for you guys with your speed and your skill to have a more opened up game?
Yeah, I'm not sure that their style of play is a benefit for or against us. I was impressed with their team speed. I don't think you got to be really careful this time of year to look at scores and put any stock into them. I think that look at Edmonton Oilers got beat 8-1 the first night against the Canucks. They're not, they're going to be a good team there at the end of the year. So I just trust my eyes and I watch their team play, and they're quick and they get on pucks and they compete. So it's going to be, I believe, 2 hard-fought games this weekend, much like they were last year.
Right. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, we'll head over to you.
I'm sure you addressed this after the game on Saturday. I didn't quite catch it. The instance where the goalie's glove went over the goal line and there was no review,
Yeah.
was it just a matter of they said that they knew they had blown the whistle before all of that transpired?
No, the call on the ice was that our guy had pushed his glove over the. So if I wanted to challenge that, I would have had to use a timeout. It was early in the game, and my guys radioed down to me that our guy did push his glove over. Like, it would have been one that I don't think they would have overturned. So it wasn't worth it for me at that point to use a challenge at that point.
How are you at this stage of the season, 4 games in, feeling the team is with taking the right kind of penalties versus penalties that you really could do without?
Well, if you're referring to some of the penalties we took last weekend, I think certainly 2 of them at the end of the game on Friday night were unnecessary. And I think one in particular was unnecessary on Saturday. So again, those are learning experiences, and you have to. I don't think I've ever coached a season where a kid hasn't taken a dumb penalty. And as a player, I took dumb penalties. Now, you don't, and at times you get frustrated and it happens. If it continues to happen, then that's going to affect someone's playing time. But those are the things that you obviously, that's why you're here, and you coach and you tell them, like, this is, not going to help our team win. And I know my expectations are this doesn't happen again. If it happens again, then that'll affect playing time.
Thank you.
Joe, we'll head over to you.
Cav, when you're going through a stretch like last weekend and the puck's not going in the nets, what's the trigger for you as far as mixing up lines is concerned? And is it different early in the season rather than January and February?
Yeah. As far as switching lines, that's just a feel for me, Joe. Like, I did it at Colgate late in the game, that second night, because I didn't feel like we were our lines were generating enough offense. I feel like we needed a change, and it fortunately worked out. Now, Saturday night, I didn't think our lines were the problem. When I told our team that, we were generating a lot of offense, and every line was generating chances. And I said to the team, it's like, if you have 10 birdie putts and you lip 8 of them out, it's not the putter. You're hitting good putts. It's just not dropping for you. So I felt like our lines weren't the issue on Saturday. We were generating a lot of offense. So I didn't feel the need to switch those up. That point, you just keep doing what you're doing and trust that something's going to happen. And let's keep trying to take his eyes away and get second and third opportunities and be hungry around the net and keep saying positive there. I just, if watching that game, we were in their zone most of the time. We had the puck the majority of the time.
How did you think Chase played after missing a couple of games, and is he ready to be back on a regular line?
I thought he was kind of felt his way through the first period. I thought he was excellent in the second and third. I thought he was really dominant and forceful, and he played that power forward game that we need from him.
Thank you.
Randy, go ahead.
And just to follow up to Joe's question about trusting the process and sticking with it when you're generating chances, and staying positive. Like, how important is, you know, a guy like Hudson and Tabor who bring that positive energy to, you know, enforce the message of staying positive and sticking with the process?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of guys like that who can do that. And we're 4 games in, you know, so, you know, I told the team, you know, last year we got off to a great start, but we were winning some games I didn't think we deserved to win. We got some excellent goaltending, and, you know, we're opportunistic in certain areas. And I didn't feel our record was indicative of actually how we were playing. And this year, I'm not sure our record's indicative of how we're playing. I think we're playing pretty solid. You know, you have sleepless nights when you have to win games 8-6 all the time. If you have pretty solid goaltending and good defense, the goals will come.
Go ahead, Andy.
Hi, Coach. Andrew Santillo. I'm doing the broadcast this weekend, the games against Union. Just wanted you to comment on your goalie position, Arseny and Ethan, just maybe what you like about what both of them bring to the table, and your, you know, your mindset about, you know, how each of them have played 2 games so far.
Yeah, they're both very competitive, which I like. They both have good size. I think Arseny is probably more athletic, and Ethan is more technique type, or efficient in his movements, but they're both successful in their own ways. And I just like so far how they've given us a chance to win every game. And that's all you can ask of your goaltender. They, you know, the goalie that Ethan gave up the other night was a breakaway, essentially turnover and almost a 2-on-0. And then, you know, Arseny the night before was a little unfortunate. The first one was a weird puck. It was like a knuckle puck. It went off a stick, and it was a weird shot. I think if it didn't hit our stick, he probably makes a save. You know, and the second one, he actually made the save, and they knocked in the rebound. We didn't do a great job back checking to the net. So they've both been making saves that they should make, and sometimes making, you know, you need your goalie. There's going to be 5 maybe grade A attempts, and they got to make 4 or 5 out of those grade A attempts and stop the ones they should. And if you're getting, you know, 92% save percentage, somewhere in that ballpark, they're giving you a chance to win. And I think they've both done that.